Welcome to Wasted Local Talent.
We're back, everybody. Back to...
Yeah, kinda. I mean, in separate spots, but we're back.
Yes. I am your host, the Fat Brother.
Oh, yeah. I'm Josiah, and I refer to Daniel as the Fat Brother now, because now that we've been home for so long, Daniel has become the Fat Brother. Truth hurts sometimes.
I have this bad habit of eating late at night and not sleeping much and not doing any sort of physical activity whatsoever. I've gained a couple pounds.
I've lost 17 pounds.
You've lost 17 pounds?
I have.
According to the closed captions, you lost 70 pounds, which makes me worried.
That's over half my weight. Well, we're back. I hope you guys missed us. If it sounds awful, it's because Daniel is in one corner of the county and I'm in the other corner of the county, recording this on my phone.
Yep. And today we've got J Parade.
J Parade.
Which we were really excited to actually have them back because last time they did a live set for us in the studio, and I really wanted to do that again, but with the whole social distancing stuff, we're just going to play some music from their album under this and before the episode, and then throw one after the episode so you can listen to it. It's not the same as a live, but it's all we could do right now.
It's okay. We have other shows on our network, too. We haven't done an intro in so long. Do you remember how to do it?
I honestly, it's been so long that I've honestly forgot what to say or what to do.
Okay, so let me pick up the ball here. Gurus of Gaming is still going on. I know some of our podcasts have taken a brief hiatus. So they've done a lot of, video like calls and stuff like that so that they could continue giving you the news and notes. Video Game Mythos has just recently come back, and they're putting out shows still. And D&D Kinda. I know a big complaint that I've heard from a lot of people that I talk to is I'm just so behind on that. Well, guess what? You can catch up because there's nothing better to do with your time right now. And if you don't catch up, you're an idiot. I know I'm still waiting patiently because Josh Hall is laying unconscious somewhere, and that might be a spoiler, but if you were caught up by now, you wouldn't have had that spoiled for you. But that's all for me.
See, we have another episode of that is finished, but with Jed keeps going like out of town, which, social distancing, don't travel. So
yeah.
I'm blaming him for the spike in COVID. No, I'm just kidding. That's rude. But we have an episode recorded, but we're trying to get more stuff recorded so we can start. We don't want to just put out one episode and then have to wait a couple months to put out another one. We want to roll right back into it. So we're just waiting until we can all record again. So we just haven't been able to sync up our times, even though I don't do anything at all. So,
well, you do something because just recently you started editing YouTube videos together of you playing video games. So that's what you've done with your time off.
Yeah. I started a YouTube and I played mostly Fortnite. I haven't started doing anything else yet, but I'm going to. Yeah, if you want to, you could check it out at the Party Blarder on YouTube and subscribe because, that's what you do whenever you like something. If you don't like it, subscribe anyway. Just turn off notifications for it. It's fun too.
Yeah.
So I know that's what Josiah does. No.
In those videos, so I like to look to see how good you make me look.
That's true. You are in the videos. There's a lot of people. Most of the people from our podcast are... we forgot the Final Girl podcast. We didn't mention that one.
That's brand new. We haven't even done it yet. Have we?
I feel like we teased it before we...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, do you like horror movies? Do you like Ryan Turner? Do you like... I don't know where to go from here.
Girls.
Do you
It's the
like talking about horror movies? Then this is the place for you. We have a whole new podcast, the Final Girl Podcast.
Mm-hmm. And they are on a weekly schedule too, so they're releasing new content every either Thursday or Friday they're releasing. So
Friday.
So yeah, check it all out.
They've got t-shirts that you can find at 13palmtrees.com, I'm pretty sure. Or is it .org? .com?
.com. 13palmtrees. We still have a bunch of merch. We have so many wasted shirts. Like, seriously, I think they're like $10 or $12. Like, go buy one. And if you don't like it, just cut it up for a mask.
Yeah. And I know you guys really geared up for Steel City Con with a ton of merchandise. And now it's just sitting there. So if you guys would like a deal, you could probably find one on the website.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of dice that we have that's just sitting there because they've kept pushing Steel City Con back. And I don't know I think they fully canceled it for this year. So, but yeah, we've got a bunch of dice and dice boxes and different stuff on the website, 13palmtrees.com, and go to the store there. And there's a bunch of stuff we're just sitting on. So if you have some extra money and want some dice or a t-shirt or dice box, maybe a rolling tray, stuff like that, you can find it all there. So
yeah, so we did our best not to be depressing in this upcoming interview. It might be a little depressing, but we're back. And of course, there's things to talk about, and we talk about some of those things. But I'm excited. We're back.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
You want to get into it?
You cut out.
Do you want to get?
This doesn't want me to hear what you're saying, but let's get into the episode.
That's exactly what I just said.
Awesome. All right, let's get into the episode.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? I'm Daniel.
I'm Josiah.
And today we're socially distancing our talent with
J Parade.
Yay. So go ahead and introduce yourselves. Aaron, Paul.
I'm Josh. I play bass and sing sometimes.
I'm Dave.
Jonathan, and
I'm Dave. I play guitar and sing sometimes.
So how have things been?
Great.
Terrible.
All right, thanks for coming this week.
So you just
we had been canceled, and today's one of the first times we've practiced since March. I think we've had one other practice since then.
Oh wow.
We had like the last show like the beginning of March, right before the governor closed all the bars, like seriously a week before.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't really been doing a whole lot since, other than just trying to promote the album we had coming out. But we had a tour scheduled in June. It was gonna be like our first out-of-state run. So all that was canceled. We've tried setting up shows here and there. We were going to try to do something in Virginia, but numbers shot up again, so we had to cancel that. And stuff we had keeps getting postponed, and it's just everything's falling apart. It's been great.
we got all kinds of merch, and we can't even sell it anymore.
Because everybody's out of work.
Shirts, stickers, and everything to
CDs. Yeah, big box of CDs.
to take on this tour, and then
What do you know?
pandemic happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially local bands, this whole pandemic has really hurt. Not only small businesses and bigger businesses, but local bands really, it's like going to drive a bunch of bands just to not exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard of any of them completely dissolving around here. They're still trying to do some stuff, but like us, everything we're doing is just, we've played a couple covers and a few things we've released kind of socially distanced style.
Mm-hmm.
that's about it. We haven't done anything other than promote the album.
Yeah.
And you guys just came out with your new album. Let's talk about that, because you guys, I won, and it's awesome. The album itself for me takes me back like 15 years, 20 years. Like, that's how I like my music. so I really dig it. So why don't we talk about the album? And did you guys record with Greg down there? Greg McGowan?
Yeah, we did it with him again. He just, I don't know when he moved into his new studio, but so we spent like a couple weeks living there, going there every day, and were able to get it all done in a pretty quick amount of time. I think we did the guitars for the most part here at Dave's house in the garage, and then I think that helped speed things along a little bit. So we just had to do drums and vocals with Greg at his studio, and add all the bells and whistles into it. We sent it off for mastering, but it was pretty painless. I think it wasn't anything crazy. It went pretty smooth.
Yeah, his new studio is great. Set up really well, so we're able to. I don't know. The workflow was really, really good this time. He's in a good spot.
So you said you recorded all the guitars at your house, Dave?
Yeah.
And then just gave all the tracks. Now, did you said you sent it off to have it mixed and mastered. So did he come to your house and record those, or did you just record everything yourself and then give it to him?
No, we tracked the guitars, all the regular guitar stuff and the bass stuff here, just on our own, and I just email them all the tracks.
All the tracks.
Yeah. And that he spends a day or something, creating the project files, and then we jump in, like nothing happened. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Now, was all this recorded before the pandemic started?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we
November?
finished it.
Yeah, we the week of Thanksgiving is when I think we started.
That's when we recorded it.
Yeah.
And
it was final.
then we finished it I think before Christmas.
Yeah.
Just going in there, here and there, and listening to mixes and going back and forth. So we've had it done since January, but we were like, well, let's wait. Because with our first EP release, we didn't feel like we got as much out of it as we could, motion-wise. So we had sat down, had this whole plan mapped out, like how we're going to do like single releases and videos, and line up some shows and this and that, do other media things, try to get out there. And then, we had a plan set like through February. I was like, all right, I'm done trying to book a tour because, they're starting to cancel stuff because it was COVID. And then it was like full blown everywhere, like middle of March. The plan just like fell apart. So we've just been doing what we can, like making music videos, trying to figure out all that stuff on our own, just because we've had the time to sit at home and work on stuff. So
yeah. So have you guys been out of work too, like all of you, or like how's your I guess your home life going since the pandemic started?
Well, I don't know. I think we're all been lucky. We've been able to work from home. Shank and I'm a teacher, and he works in the school system, so we've been at home since they closed schools in March. Now we're on summer, so and then Dave's been able to work the whole time. Yeah, he's been at home, so.
Well, that's good at least.
It's complicated. Like, I still since school was out and everything, or since they had to cancel all that, I was trying to work from home and then like homeschool my kid and all that. So it's I don't know how much work I was actually getting done, but I was getting paid for it.
That's like everybody that I know that's working from home. They're like my dad works from home, and he's doing like 30 minutes of work a day, but getting paid, a full 8-hour shift.
Yeah.
There's perks to it, I guess.
There's something. I still think I'd rather have it the old way. It's fine now because school's out. Whenever school was in, I was pulling my hair out trying to.
Because daycares were closed too.
Yeah, and daycares were closed. It was all day. The kids trying to get them homeschooled, and yeah, it's tough.
So being in the school system and working in the school system, because I don't have kids, so I have no idea about what's going to happen this upcoming school year. Have they talked about it or have plans for the upcoming school year since there's been a spike in COVID?
Yeah, I think our school board here, like at the county level, they were waiting to see what the state level said, and they floated out a few ideas like having school 4 days a week or doing every other day or something, but they haven't said anything.
We're splitting, like some kids go on this day and then some other kids go on the next day.
But the governor just came out last week and said that schools aren't going to start earlier than September 8th, which we were supposed to go back. I think the kids' first day was August 10th.
Yeah.
That's what it was scheduled to be. So we were going to back like a week early before that. So now it's pushed back a month later. So nobody knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be a disaster. Like, I don't see how they're going to be able to keep masks on kids, the whole day. And, schools are already cramped enough as it is because, the budget cuts, they don't have as many staff as they used to. So if they have all these 30 kids crammed in the room, it's just like a matter of time before it starts to go crazy again.
Our cases here going up. They closed all the schools when we didn't have any cases, and now when we have thousands, we're going to just open everything back up.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, just wear a mask. I mean, it does no harm. The only issue that I have with wearing a mask is it fogs my glasses up. So that's the only issue I have with it.
Keep walking around the grocery stores like, I can't see shit. Like, make my way through the store and make sure I'm going down the right aisle and the right direction. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
It's a small price to pay, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a minor inconvenience, but I know some people that are completely against it, and it's, like, yeah, it's a like I said, it's a mild inconvenience, but wear a mask, and it hopefully will all go away.
Well, that'd be nice.
Be able to see your face either, which would be magnificent.
Great. We've been away for so many months.
We've ever been on.
What is it?
So I said this is the most depressing podcast we've ever done.
Yeah, I didn't want to make it all about COVID, but I mean, it's such a big issue right now. So
I know it is. Have you guys done anything happy since March?
No, not at all. This we complain about COVID.
Yeah.
I thought we were in agreement that's what this podcast would be about.
So let's just talk about the album. So I'm gonna.
We named the album COVID.
Yeah.
They're pulling it off.
I just made myself disappear.
Nice.
This is
Do
great.
that again.
This is great podcasting. It actually works because if I do that, you can see the whole album cover.
Yeah, there you go.
Everything. So J Parade 61. So where'd you get the name for the album itself? 61.
We just decided to pick a number. We were like, all right, 0 to 100.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's actually a one-song album.
It's just a one song.
61.
It's just 61 minutes of the same song over and over again.
Every song is 61 seconds.
Infamous.
For some reason, we were thinking about dying and death, and
Because a lot of the songs have to do with like growing up, or we're all kind of in that weird, when you're going from your 20s and your 30s, and you're supposed to have your life together, figured out. So a lot of the songs were dealing with that as a topic, and then we figured, we talked about somehow incorporating that because it seemed like an overall theme.
Mm-hmm.
like piece together how old each of us are and or is, and looked up the average male life expectancy and realized that on average we have about 61% of our lives left to live.
Oh wow,
So that's
that's depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, good call. We'll switch from COVID to talking about dying. And,
Yeah, 61 upside down and backwards is 19, so we're right back in it.
There you go.
Yeah.
we're
But-
Illuminati. we tied it all together.
But if it's under that same aspect, then that's only 19% of your life left to live. So you kind of screwed yourself there. So
Yeah, I don't know where the battery came from, but it kind of became the
Because we're
little thing.
humans and we have a finite amount of energy. We have a battery inside
Yeah,
us.
the battery.
Exercise.
Yeah, we can't exercise too much. We'll use up all of our life battery.
So there's 12 songs on the album itself, and you just don't see a lot of like local bands releasing full length albums. One, because of the cost of it. I know that Crap After Atlas is still working on our second single since Zach joined the band, and it's been done for a year again, and Eric still hasn't finished it. I'm calling you out, Eric. Obviously, I've known Greg for about as long as I've known you guys from the cafe. And I'm sure recording your own guitars and being able to do a lot of it yourself saves you a lot of money. How much does it cost to put out a 12-song album the way you guys do it?
I mean, if you did it, so part of this is my dealings with Greg.
We pimp Dave out.
Yeah.
The CDC released a warning about eating ass, so you might want to be careful there.
Cellophane.
Just guidelines.
Barrier. No, around Charleston, I fix and kind of repair electronics, primarily like musical equipment and stuff like that. And so I kind of help keep Greg's studio running.
In exchange.
And in exchange, we get like good, we just kind of apply all those bills to our next recordings and things like that. So I'm really not even sure what the real cost would be after all that. I know that, I do easily $1,000 worth of work for him every year, probably more. And, we don't even record every year. So it ends up being a substantial reduction.
We have a line of credit.
Yeah, we have like a line of credit going with Greg.
Nice.
Didn't you dryer this year?
Yeah, I even fixed his dryer for him. So, yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. I can't remember exactly what we paid him. It wasn't even like $1,000 by the end of it, just because, like I said, the other invoices pile up.
Yeah,
You keep it going, basically.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we were sitting there one time, and he goes, "Hey, this is broke. You fix this while you're sitting here." And
Yeah.
Dave and I are like solder. I'm holding something for him, and he's soldering something, and Connie's in there singing a song.
Well, that's awesome that you guys can have that kind of deal with him.
Oh yeah.
So
it works. He takes care.
Do you guys feel any of the meanings of your songs have changed since you wrote them? Because the circumstances are so different now.
I don't know. Like, the songs that certainly the songs that I wrote have pretty specific meanings to me. I'm sure though that other people listening to them would, just like we all do when we hear a song, we kind of apply it to ourselves because we're all self-centered jerks. Us, but yeah, I think I think for me the things that I write keep the meaning, but I think I've been doing that myself, applying my own meaning to other songs and thinking about how things have been going for me lately. So yeah, I would say plenty of that's going on.
So
it'll be different once we actually are able to get back out and start playing them again, because it'll be like, for everyone, like our first time doing it. So I'm sure it's just a whole different experience. And, some of the songs we wrote years ago and just kind of put them together within the past year, add to the album. So it's going to be like a different, experience playing them out, because we haven't been able to really play anything since March, and who knows when we'll be able to play again. So
yeah,
I forgot.
You still practice more than After Atlas.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, we were working on a song, and that's like the first time we've been writing since all this started. And then we had a practice, I think, a couple months ago, and we just went through and played all these songs, and we were like, we don't know how these go. This is have a show coming. Like, well, we should try to play at least, and then that ended up falling through. So
Good thing. Sucked.
So I did have a question about it's song number 7 on the album. FPLGP. What's that mean? So whenever I got the album, I was putting it onto my computer so I could do that. Whenever I did the video, I imported it to my computer so I could use one of your guys' songs. And that one stuck out to me because I was curious about the name of it.
it's just a bunch of bad words.
Yeah. It's in the song, in the chorus.
So that when
Okay.
my mom shares it on Facebook, like she doesn't know exactly what she's sharing until it's too late.
Till it's too late.
But I don't know. That was like I don't know. I was sitting on the couch thinking about something, watching the news, and then it was like it's kind of a satire song, and the chorus is "fuck people, let's get paid." So that's what the initials stand for. It was like sort of like a hardcore song, and then has this kind of real catchy chorus that I thought was a fine dynamic between the verse and chorus. So
Yeah,
that's our political song.
I got you.
Yeah.
Or satire and getting into that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Some of the songs are pretty serious, and that one's just kind of like a nice break in the middle because it's a little different stylistically, and it's depending on how you interpret it, it can be silly or it can be serious, or it's just kind of a way to break it up, I guess.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about music, though, is that you could write it and the way you feel, but whenever somebody hears it, it can make them feel something different, or like you said, interpret it differently and stuff. And I know that whenever I listened to the album, it took me back, like I said, 15, 20 years. Like it's just good rock music. Like that's, and you don't get a lot of that anymore. So.
Yeah, it's fun to write. I think that's one of the main reasons that we ended up doing the 12, like a full-length album, is just because we had all these songs, and I think we're all excited and kind of even starting to write, more. And usually whenever we go into that mode, they come out pretty quick. So it's like we didn't want to, I don't know, getting all these on an album definitely makes me feel like I need to start writing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that to kind of give yourself the motivation and push to start writing again.
Yeah, because that's what everybody on the internet that does like music marketing says. Like, don't do an album, do an EP, or even better, do a single and do that. But I don't know. I just kind of wanted to do an album, and I think that's, as a group, we just kind of wanted to do one. To do a full-length album, and we have the songs, so we put them out there, and now it forces us to, go back and actually sit down and write and try to do something a little bit different. And it's like it's all out there. There's no going back. We just got to keep going forward. So that's another reason for doing it that way.
So what's the songwriting process with you guys? Like, do you obviously I'm assuming all of you bring, your own ideas to the table, but like this album, are there other songs that you had written that you wanted to put on this album that didn't make it, or did you just take everything and just throw it onto this one?
Yeah, we just took everything we had, and we've got a couple, ideas, but they're not. These were everything we had about finished.
Yeah.
So usually, it's been like one of us will start with a basic skeleton of a song, an outline of a song. Like I'll usually do like a guitar track at least, and then maybe a bass track, and then we'll put it up on Google Drive and share it between us, and then everybody will go back and listen to it and try to bring it together. Song we were working on today is a new one. Shank wrote, and so this was the first time we'd gotten together and tried it. And you want to tell them about your method of writing with guitar.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's a little bit
So I think of songs while I'm mowing the grass or taking showers, and then I don't really play guitar fluently, so I have to use Guitar Pro to actually write out the music and the rhythms and all that stuff. And so I write out all the parts, and then I sing myself, like the vocals over top of a recording of that. And then I upload that. It sounds like me singing over like a video game or something because of the MIDI track of the guitars.
It
And,
works.
and then I upload it to Google Drive, and I give them sheet music and tabs.
Very particular too. Like I don't know how many times I had to go back and redo because he wrote August and Jay Schrade on the album. And if I screwed up, I didn't hit a 16th note right and something, I had to go back and retrack it and make sure everything was exact. Because he's like, here's the sheet music, it's right here. You need to be able to.
I don't know. I have a history of following sheet music as my musical past, so it's just kind of.
So that's just
Okay, so this is an important question. When you're writing songs in the shower, do you face the shower head, or are you face away from the shower head kind of person?
I usually face away. That's the stance I'm most often in the shower.
You face away?
With the shower water running down my back. Yeah.
I'm a face the shower head person.
Yeah.
I didn't know you.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing until just recently. I saw a Twitter poll, and people were just like arguing back and forth about the correct way to face when you shower. I'm a face the shower kind of person.
Yeah, just let it right at you.
I think I turn around if I'm like,
I mean, I do
soaping
that.
up.
It's like 60-40. Maybe,
You need to get your proportions in line.
I feel like I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
So that's reminds me of a funny story. Whenever I was living with Jed, he had two bathrooms, and the one bathroom that everybody in the house used was he had to go through his bedroom, and the other one was just like a big jacuzzi tub. It had a shower head, but nothing to hang it on. So I just took a microphone stand with a boom arm and attached the shower head to it. So that brought a whole new meaning to singing in the shower, because it just sat right in the middle of that big jacuzzi tub. So there's a picture of it somewhere. What is it?
Did you write After Atlas songs into that microphone?
No, I don't sing.
Oh.
And whenever I do, I have to be alone because it's horrible. Speaking of singing, I don't know if I'd asked you guys this before on the last time you guys were on, but since you have two people that do vocals in the band, is it based on who writes the song, or is it based on like how you feel about the song as to who's singing it?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
It's usually who writes
it's usually who writes it. The only difference is with Shank's songs, and I've sang those so far. Yeah, like the only one that we kind of did, even like Time Out, it's on the album. I wrote like the chorus to that, and so I sang that even. So we kind of split that one up. So yeah, it's usually you just kind of write for yourself, which kind of helps anyway, because then you're not worried about whether it's in your range or not.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a very like Blink-182 thing. Like I don't know if that's how they did it, but with the two of them singing, I feel like they probably wrote those parts for themselves, and then whenever they did it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, me and Connie definitely have like pretty different range. So it's nice to have that contrast too. I don't know. Some people probably love that idea, and some people probably hate it. From song to song, you might not really get a strong, cohesive feeling about J-Parade, but it's just kind of it's what we like. So
I think August was the only one you had to split up based on range.
yeah,
And the others are just split up. Right.
yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a very almost punk type of thing to do. I mean, Blink-182 is not so much punk, but pop punk, but like Alkaline Trio, you got two vocalists. There's a bunch of bands that do that, and some of my favorite bands you know, like Alkaline Trio and Blink-182. They're two of my favorite bands, and
Right.
you know, they've got multiple singers. So
Yeah, I think with variety with music too, with everybody writing a song, it's hard to, you know,
Get locked into one thing.
have it become stale because there's, you know, 3 different people's, you know, ideas coming. So usually if one of us, so if it's our idea, you know, I think everybody kind of is like, well, we'll kind of go with, you tell us what to do. Sometimes we'll bring in different ideas. If the person's like, do whatever you want, figure it out. And then I don't know, it's just kind of like whoever brings the song in, we kind of let them
Be the vision.
dictate kind of where it's going to go. And then you know, by the time, because I went back and listened to old demos from our EP we released before this, and songs are wildly different. So it's, you know, once you get the song out and you're playing it live, it, you know, completely changes.
oh yeah,
From that first wrote it to when you finally get it recorded, it's, you know, wildly different.
That probably gives you guys more range, though, too, where you guys can do different things with different voices. And
Yeah. I mean, I think everything is set up. Everything's set up in a way that's really given us a lot of variety from song to song. Like, kind of like Connie was saying, it's after we get it out and we start playing it out, and prior to recording, and then when we finally do record it, I think that process is what kind of ties it together with the rest of the music. It starts to sound like a J Parade song, but it's still this unique idea from just one of us, and that kind of gives it the variety. You know, we have a lot of songs that cover a lot of different tempos, you know, different styles, different things like that. It kind of gives me like a Green Day vibe, how they had songs that were, you know, quintessential 3-chord punk song, Green Day type stuff, but then they have, you know, they'll have like ska songs with horns and heavy stuff and things like that, even in their older stuff. So that's kind of what I've always liked about them. And I think we've got a little bit of that going on too, which is something that I really, really like about this method of each person just kind of writes their own songs and we just kind of follow along, and it leads to a lot of variety. I love that.
yeah.
you guys should write a song, epic rap battles of history style, just like back and forth. He's a superior singer.
I'm in.
Just completely improvise and
Yeah. It has to rhyme.
you know, like the stupidest song ever, and it would all just be like inside jokes making fun of each other. And like we were going back in January, we did like a weekend run, so we did like a show in, was it Canton, Ohio, or Akron, Ohio, and then on Sunday we drove to Louisville and had a show there. And like I drove most of the trip, like Sunday night after the show. It got to a point where I was like, all right, I need somebody else to drive. And like, so I get in the back and I'm dozing in and out of consciousness. And like every time I wake up, like these two are talking about jams and jellies and the differences between all of them. They went through like the whole list. Like I kept waking up.
Chutneys,
like, now they're on
preserves,
compote, marmalade. Like
You have to stay awake, and in order to do that, we usually pick some topic. Me and Shank will do this regularly. Pick some topic and just do a deep dive. Like go to Wikipedia and just start there and start clicking on sources. And you know, pretty soon you know everything there is to know about jelly and jam and compotes and chutneys and preserves.
So that's probably what, if we did like the improvisational rap back and forth kind of style, that's probably what it would be about, like something silly like that, and just get like overanalyze the whole thing and just go deep down a rabbit hole.
Different words.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
So what's the craziest, other than jams and jelly?
Already car wreck.
No.
So that's we owe it all to
So
that.
if you ever need to stay awake, you gotta talk about jellies.
What are some other topics that you guys have deep dived into?
The one was definitely the different words and the reason and like the meaning behind like
Smell, odor, fragrance.
fragrance, aroma.
Yeah.
Why do we have
Scent.
all these different words for smell? And some of them have negative connotation, and some are positive, and
others
some are neutral. And then it led into like, well, do we have the same thing for like taste? So we have like taste and flavor, and like, I don't know. I mean, if you pick one of these things, you can go for hours. I mean, if you really...
Yeah. Somebody else might not.
As long as Connie's sleeping in the back, he's fine.
That is one of the, like, we had a rotation whenever I would be on tour where whoever was sleeping in the back, if we were driving like all night, they would sleep, and then after so many hours, they'd get up, we'd stop, get coffee in the front seat, and then whoever was in the passenger seat would move to driving. Because whenever I was in Darling Waste, we would tour for a month, 2 months at a time. And staying awake on the road is a pain. And I don't know how many times where I've caught our singer dozing off at the wheel, and it's dangerous. So having something like that is definitely a plus, because he would just rely on music, but I can't. If I'm driving late at night, I can't just listen to music loud and no.
Engaged in something.
Mm-hmm. So what's, other than, not to bring COVID back up, but on the horizon for J Parade, once all this is over, are you going to try to reschedule a tour? Because I know that probably by the time all this blows over, we're probably going to be deep into the heart of the school year. So that'll be a little bit tougher.
Yeah. I guess it'll just depend on what's available. Like, we tried to, we were going to do a release show, and, the bar basically told us, like, we'll save this spot for you, but we have no idea if we can have it. I don't know, at least in West Virginia, like, they haven't even set a timeline, I don't think, for live music to come back. And I know, like, 1, 2, 3 I saw is completely closing back down again, so who knows down the road. And then once, we would get the green light, like, everyone's going to be trying to fight to get shows, so it might be hard to get anything scheduled for a while, but just have to wait and see, I guess. Or just, I don't know.
And a lot of people could come out, or a lot of people could stay in because they're still,
Yeah, you don't know if anybody's going to show up or want a chance at going back out, but
That's what worries me. Like, I don't know if, we're going to establish this normal for a long time, it looks like, say a year or something, this new normal of not going out and doing things. And there's probably going to be a little bit of a surge whenever it does open back up, when it's fully safe to go out. There's probably going to be a little bit of a surge of people getting back out there, but it's not going to be part of their way of life anymore. And it worries me that what was already a struggling community of people will be gone, like truly.
Yeah, it already kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's already dwindling in a big way. So, I mean, especially in West Virginia, especially in Charleston in the area, there was never a ton of it. I mean, there used to be a ton of it, but the past 10 years, there hasn't been a ton of it. And it concerns me that this is like the final nail, of this stuff is over.
We're just going to have to make it or something so that people will.
Yeah.
That's all.
yeah.
Yeah, like, I've thought about it a little bit, and I feel kind of in the same vein, like, whenever it first opens back up, we'll probably see, like, a lot of people at shows, maybe, but, there's still going to be people that aren't going to be going out and still worried, but it's really hard to tell what's really going to happen, because local businesses are struggling anyway. And the fact that I've only actually seen one business fully just close, like, for good. And that to me is, it sucks to see it happen, but the fact that there's only been one that I've actually seen gives me, like, a little bit of hope that after this, everything could, like, nothing's going to go back to normal, but a feeling of, like, normalcy after everything,
Yeah. Well, I think other than that, other than, just kind of setting at home, I think now we're definitely in a position to really start writing and plan for the next EP or LP or whatever we plan to do.
And I only write one song a year, so
Right.
I've done mine.
So you've done your part. Yeah.
You might be dead before then, so
Yeah.
you might get out of it.
Get out of it. Those are cards, right?
Yeah, I think we'll just have to get back into that habit of writing. Because we were just talking about it earlier before we got on the call. That I've got like a file of songs that I've been working on. I just need to sit down and actually dedicate the time doing it. You always get distracted by something. You have to force yourself to like actually do work aside from just laying on the couch. So,
But now that we're not making videos and
yeah, that
uploading stuff,
wore me out trying to promote the album and just trying different services and trying to reach out to different people, sending a bunch of emails. So that's kind of what my focus has been on the past couple months. Since we couldn't really go out, you had to find other ways to really promote the album. So I'm glad the album's released.
Yeah.
We'll call a bunch of people and be like, hey, you want to send the same email out to people here? Check out our album. They're like, sure. It's we'll write an article about it for $50. I'm like, I don't have any money to do this. We haven't played shows in months. And plus, I've never even heard of your publication before, so I'm not going to pay you money to write and or post it on your Instagram page or whatever.
Yeah. Now, I've seen some bands around here. They're doing like outdoor stuff. Like I know in Fairmont, they have like an outdoor stage, like a public stage, and I know they've been doing shows there. And then there's a buddy of mine that I know that is doing his own show, like an outdoor show with like 6 or 7 bands on it. Have you guys thought about trying to do anything like that down there, like an outdoor where everybody can kind of just be in like a field or socially distanced from each other?
I haven't seen anybody. The thing is, there's usually some things like that going on through the summer.
Yeah, they have in Charleston every Friday. They have something called Live on the Levee. It's a big outdoor amphitheater, and they have bands come in.
There's usually local openers and things like that.
Yeah, then some sort of national act, but they canceled that too. They did have one, Fletcher's Grove, did like a drive-in concert, but that's the only thing I've seen like that down here, and I don't know.
I mean, they usually have. There's a couple like small-time little festivals that have like 1 or 2 day music festivals that they'll have at some of the parks around here. And I know the people that run them, and I follow them, talk to them, but yeah, but I just haven't seen anything. Yeah, I haven't seen anything show up this summer, so I would assume that stuff is just postponed, or they're just not going to do it this year, or what. A lot of outdoor activities and stuff for the state, as everyone knows, like the state fair and all that's closed, canceled this year. A bunch of the festivals have, so even outdoor stuff has been affected pretty badly.
Well, I hope that soon, things can kind of blow over. I mean, whenever everything started to open back up, I knew that there was going to be another spike in everything because, most people aren't the brightest. So, but
Yeah, all you see now, people flipping out because somebody asks them to wear a mask, and then they're screaming and causing a scene. Like,
because their freedom's hurt.
yeah. Somebody went to the library in Summersville and was told to wear a mask, and he started coughing all over the books, and they had to call the cops on him.
I remember reading that.
I don't get it. I mean, a business reserves the right. I mean, for as long as I can remember, there's a lot of businesses like no shirt, no shoes, no service. Like, that's a thing. So why not a mask? I mean, I don't want to look at half the people anyway. So
I bet that was pretty controversial back in the day. The shirt and shoes.
You telling me I have to wear a T-shirt in here? I can't just be sweating all over everybody. And
have you seen on the internet some of those things that people are wearing into stores, like to act as masks.
Like underwear on their face. And
Like some guy like cut into a big water jug and just put the water jug over his head, or somebody wore a birthday hat over their mouth.
Like a plastic grocery bag over their face.
Yeah. Somebody wore an entire scuba gear.
I saw that one. That one was pretty funny.
Sponge, like rubber banded to the front of her face, or like a scrubbing pad or something.
You know what would be really good? A J Parade T-shirt. Where can we find your merch so that we can make masks with your T-shirts?
Come to my garage.
Come down to business. We have some listed on our Bandcamp page.
Here's one, but you're.
Yeah, these are all the new album T-shirts that are just sitting here. So you can message us on Bandcamp or any of the social medias. I'll just send you one.
So go ahead and let everybody know your social media handles.
Don't get the shirts.
Everything like that, so they know where to find you.
All the social medias, Facebook.com/JParade, @JParade on Twitter, JParade Band, Instagram, and then music, Bandcamp, jparade.bandcamp.com, Spotify, iTunes, all your digital outlets.
If you want, you can support us
Why?
just playing us and turning the volume down and going about your day.
Right. So everybody needs to go to Spotify, hit repeat, and just turn the volume down real low, and then just have it play our music over and over
And
again.
we'll get like 0.0003 cents per play. So.
Right.
You can listen to it in the shower because some of it was written in the shower. So
Perfect. And then just you can turn the water off and just keep the music going, and then you can like go about your day.
Yeah. Don't even have to listen to it, just play it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll link everything, all of your socials and your Spotify and everything, your YouTube, everything in the description too. That way people can click it and go right to it. So before we get wrapped up, is there anything else that you guys want to say, want to talk about? I know Josiah's got to do some overtime for his work here in a bit, so.
Nice. Not a whole lot. I'm excited to be able to do one of these in person again one day and do another little acoustic show for you guys.
Yes.
But,
I was excited to do an acoustic show again, and then all this shit happened.
yeah.
So everybody wash your hands, wear your mask, be cool, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
So we can start going outside and doing fun things again.
Yeah, it's not that bad to wear a mask.
Yeah, it's just not that bad.
It's not that bad. That's it. It's not that bad.
All right, guys.
Uh,
All right, thank you guys again. We appreciate it. Hopefully this isn't too hopefully this is like good listening, because it's the first one that we've done where everybody's been remote. So this is our kind of
J-Parade been trailblazers.
just don't jaywalk
Yeah.
Right.
while you're wearing your mask.
Actually, now's the best time to be jaywalking because there's not as many people out.
Yeah, it's perfect time.
That's true. All right, guys. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and we will see everybody next time. Thanks for listening. And yeah, I don't know how to end the show anymore.
that was it.
But I know how